Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart. In this Asia Update video, we're going to take a look at the Shanghai Composite and the Shenzhen Composite. So we're checking in on China, the mainland indices, and three Chinese ADRs, Baidu, CTRP, and Momo. So stay tuned. Okay, let's start off here with the Shanghai Composite. So here's the picture of the last month or so with this rising wedge that's going on. I do believe it's a wave 2 structure. From this, we've got minor wave 1 down here, minor wave 2 back, did not go to a new high. And then now we're working a minor wave 3 down, and I believe this was minute wave 1 within minor wave 3, and now we're getting this rising triangle diagonal in here for minute wave 2. It's been down about 1% over the last 3 days since last Friday. So, you know, again, the market's closed in China already. They're a day ahead of us. So this for the 3 days anyway, this week, they're down about 1%. So right now, this is the pattern I'm looking for. And let's check in on the Shenzhen real quick. The Shenzhen's doing a little bit different pattern, I believe. Same type wave structure. I do believe we're in minor wave 3 to the downside, and that we've had a 5-wave, minute wave 1 down, and now looking at a corrective pattern that I believe is more like a flat, an A, B, C. Now, I'm not sure that C is completed yet. It's more than equal to A, and a lot of times at a minimum C is going to be equal to A, but many times in a flat it may go to be 138% of A and that type of thing. So we're going to watch to see when we start to roll back over here and close below the 10 and start to roll back down. So that's what I'm looking for. I believe we're doing a flat in here, and let's just take one thing I want to look at is when we scan back and look at the rally, the move that's occurred since that January-February low back in 2016. Okay, so look at the rally that's occurred, this rising channel in here, this B wave that had the high, excuse me, this B wave that had the high here on November 29th. And now we've broken out of this rising channel. Okay, I'm calling it a channel. You can call it a channel or almost a diagonal, but it looks just more like a channel. It looks like an A, B, C zigzag to me, actually, for this B wave. But no matter what you want to call it, this trend line here has been broken fairly substantially in April. And yes, we did go to a lower low, and now I think we're working our way down. So the point I want to make here is that we're seeing that on the Shanghai. On the Shenzhen, this is the same thing. This was much more of a rising diagonal wedge type pattern. We broke down out of it a lot earlier. And then we want to compare what are we seeing as compared to the S&P 500. Here's the rally from that same low that we talked about. Here's the trend line. We're still intact. So the real question is, and what it looks to me like, China may be leading us down. So that's something to be aware of. Watch, get on our radar screen. I think we're in minor wave 5. I've talked about this before. And so the fact that we've got the Shanghai and the Shenzhen both broken down out of that rally from that same low, I think is something definitely to be aware of and paying attention to. Now let's check in on Baidu. Baidu, since that time, okay, here's that February low, all right? If we look at the March time frame, and I just was looking at this because this is a sideways consolidation. It keeps coiling. I thought it was going to break out in here, but it hasn't done it yet, and here it's sold back off. Now this is closed through Tuesday the 13th, okay? And the point I want to make is over the last 15 months, okay, if you take the March 1st close of $180.20 and yesterday's close at $179 or $179.19, I mean, we're basically flat. I mean, it actually down slightly, but basically flat over the last 15 months as this has done nothing but coil sideways. So we got to keep an eye on this. Right now at about 10:15, 10:19 in the morning Central Time, Baidu is up 71 cents. So not a whole lot of movement there. CTRP, same type picture. Here's that February low. Now we had this big rising triangle, got the breakout. It struggled with getting through here, got the breakout, but then it trapped the bulls above this all-time high. This was the all-time high reading, okay, in here. And the bulls got trapped on Thursday with that move, because Friday they got ambushed with the big move to the downside with the NASDAQ, and now it's looking a little bit negative. Now, here's the trend line. Here's a trend line, say, since the first of the year, so about almost a 6-month trend line that it's in. I see potential support right in here, which would coincide depending on how sharply this pulls back. So this is something to be aware of, watch out for here on CTRP. We'll see whether or not it continues to sell off, but right now it looks like that's what it wants to do. And then the last one we'll look at today is Momo. Here's that February low again. You can see it's been in a big upward trending move. Here's the trend line for that. And when I look at this with Momo, this was the frenzy that occurred. Let me, when I say that, look at the volume, okay? The huge volume, had a huge volume on this breakout in this gap. Then the huge volume with earnings. This is all related to earnings. And you can see right in here, everybody got excited. It gapped way up on the opening on the 22nd, sold off, and then gapped up again, and then sold off, and then it struggled. It's just coming back down. Now, I do think that there's a support zone right in here. It kind of started to get that on Friday at 36. But this kind of trading is going to create a little support zone. Here's that trend line. Now, if this doesn't hold, we got a little gap in here that probably will get filled fairly quickly. But right now, I could see that this may continue to push down into this this support area in here. All right, that's the picture on those three, and that's the update on China for this week. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please hit the like button, and don't hesitate to share the video with your friends and family. So, all right, that's it for today. And visit the website, joehenches.net, Beyond the Chart. Everyone have a great rest of the day. Talk to you on the next video.